Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back to the Blooming Girls podcast. I cannot believe that I'm saying this whilst you guys are seeing my face, and I'm kind of like seeing you guys is obviously through the camera. It's really it's making me shy. I'm a bit shy, but I'm happy to be here. I'm happy for us to now be on YouTube. Like, guys, can you imagine we're on YouTube? The podcast has started, I think, in 2023. Now, 2 years later, we have left audio. We're still on audio, but now we're on audio and video. And I can't believe it. It's really nervous. It's making me really nervous. Can you tell? But hey, the Blooming Girls podcast is the Blooming Girls podcast. So, girlies and boys, get ready for an amazing episode. Whilst you're at it, make sure you subscribe if you haven't, like this video, and please share. Let other people know that you're eating good at the Blooming Girls podcast. So, my name is Tony Sunny. By the way, if you're watching me for the first time and you're seeing my face for the first time or you're hearing my voice for the first time, my name is Tony Sunny and I am the host of this podcast called the Blooming Girls Podcast. And on this podcast, I title it For Every Girl, but to be honest, over the years, we've got girlies and boys. We've got blooming girls, we've got blooming boys. So shout out to you for being here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm nervous, so I may make some mistakes, but hey, stick with me. So today's episode is basically titled Doing It Afraid, and it's very much inspired by kind of this current season that I'm in. And I feel like this can definitely help so many people. Right. So, and one thing that, I always that kind of holds me back, and I would imagine holds other people back sometimes, is that you feel like because of how social media has become, in some words, not saturated, but like echoey, there's so many things that we hear over and over and over and over again. It's like do it afraid, for example. It's like I've heard do it afraid before. Yeah, do it afraid, do it afraid, do it afraid. But like we still experience these fears. Like you would think that because of the number of times or number of sermons or number of quotes that you've heard with a particular slogan, it would make things easier. But it doesn't make it any easier. Here I am, starting YouTube and doing it afraid. And basically, my iPad is here. So if I look down, I'm just looking at my iPad. Um, and we're going to be talking about overcoming the fear that keeps you stuck. Now, one thing that I've really realized about myself is that sometimes I've been in situations where fear has really held me back, and it held me back from even starting. Like, it held me back from even trying to think of starting. So it's like, I'll give you an example now. I got my car in 2020, and I didn't start actually driving properly on the roads until about 2023. And the roads that I was driving was basically from my house to the gym, which is like just a few minutes. And obviously I was doing that every day, doing that every day, and I got used to it. But I was still so afraid of driving out of the jurisdiction of where I live, right? So I would always just meander around this area. And just the fear of being able to drive outside, the highway, or it got me stuck. And recently I was like, "Do you know what? I had an event and I called my friend. I was like, girl, let's go for this place. And I was like, I'm going to drive. And you know what actually made me do it was because I didn't think about it too much. Because I didn't overthink it, I just got into the car and we drove. And I drove outside this area. I drove to an area that I have never been to ever. Not even with somebody driving me or, being driven or that kind of thing. Like, I went to a new place completely by myself. I mean, driving, of course, but I had a friend beside me. But you get the gist, right? And I remember as I was going, I was in the car. I was like, it was kind of like my brain receptors were like, bro, you're not worrying about this, you're not worrying about this, you're not worrying about this. If you're not worrying about this, something must be wrong. You need to. So, because I just got into the car and I just started driving. And it was like, girl, you're actually going for real, So I said all that to say that sometimes the overthinking will not get you through the door. And you just need to just get yourself ready, say your prayer, do what you need to do, and put yourself out there. And that's pretty much what I'm doing today as well with YouTube. Because I would not say that YouTube has ever been my first point of call in terms of like content. Because I mean, my husband and I do have a previous YouTube channel. I mean, if you know, you know, from years ago. But like for me as a person, as an individual, I just felt like I don't know if I want to put my face out there. I was very, very comfortable, just like I was comfortable, you know, not driving, always being the passenger princess. I was very comfortable with the audio. And a few weeks ago, I just got felt like, you know, it was time to start YouTube, and I was like, I'm scared, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I got my ring light literally just came like 2 hours ago. I set it up, and you know, got the backdrop, everything, and I'm here. So what I'm basically trying to tell you is that sometimes your greatest triumph, your greatest success, one of the best things that could potentially happen to you, the freedom that you're looking for, could be on the other side of your fear. So the fear sometimes is really just a distraction. And I remember I've heard Pastor Stephanie Ike say this. I mean, I don't know if she ever watched my podcast, but I love you so much. I mean, the Blooming Girls know that I love Pastor Stephanie so much. But yeah, she once said, you know, fear is a distraction. And it really, really stood out to me because think about it. Fear really just makes you so afraid that you don't do something. So if you think about Peter, as he's trying to, you know, walk on water, of course, he has a very valid fear. And a lot of the times, our fears are very valid, right? So don't think that, oh, when people say do it afraid, they're trying to, you know, look down on your fears or trying to disregard your fears. Your fears are very valid. My fears were valid. Now they might not seem valid to other people, but they are valid to you, and that's enough. So, um, you know, just the fact of, you know, just looking outside your fear, and when you think about the fact that, and going back to Peter, sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. When you're going back to Peter and thinking about how, you know, he was supposed to walk on water, and you know he was doing it, and then he became afraid and he started to sink. So it means that we have the capacity to do, but fear is the devil's way of stopping you from doing. So there's the capacity for you to do it. If God has asked you to do something, you can do it. But fear is literally the devil's way of telling you, stop, don't do it, 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 you know? So it's basically, and I was talking to my sister some time ago, and she was talking about how um when she felt as though when she started when she started excuse me, when she started evangelizing to the people, when she started Jesus, you guys know what I'm trying to say. When she started to evangelize to the people, she realized that she started having like scary dreams, and then she just started having just a sense of fear, a sense of panic, and it kind of made her stop because she was like, "Oh my God, what's happening? What's happening?" And it sort of scared her to stop. But what she was doing wasn't wrong. What she was doing was right, and it was going to probably save people potentially. But once the devil knows they're about to do some things that are going to set people free or set yourself free, fear is going to come. So sometimes perhaps you need to challenge your fear. So the moment you feel scared of doing something, except doing something crazy like jumping from a building, of course, those are valid fears. Don't jump from a building. But you guys know what I mean. But once you feel like, okay, maybe I need, when you start feeling the push to, you know, start something, start a business, come out of your comfort zone, just try. Do you understand? Don't think about it too much. And I find that the problem is overthinking. Overthinking is the problem because you will literally think yourself out of doing it. And sometimes another problem that is linked to overthinking is perfectionism. Or, you know, for people who are perfectionists and they're like, yeah, you know, I have to make sure everything is right. I have to make sure I have the right this. I have to make sure I have the right that. And sometimes perfectionism is hiding under something else. It's also a fear because you're just like, oh, maybe I won't get you right, or maybe I don't know this, maybe I don't know that, and then you hide under the fact that everything is not perfect, so you don't start. So you keep waiting for a perfect moment, but in reality, there isn't a perfect moment, and I don't think that there will ever really be a perfect moment um to do things, right? Except, it's a thing of, there's a particular, like God says, this strike now, strike at dawn. But typically, you just need to, try. And that's why I'm here. Because I'm literally living, breathing proof with this episode that you just need to launch into the deep and you just need to walk on water, no matter how scary it may look or feel. Oh my goodness. So I just want to tell you guys this from my heart. That most of the things that I've done, I have done afraid. And they have really, really, really been of great impact to people. Like, have you ever been in a place where you do something out of character, or you do something and it's like, wow, somebody's like, wow, thank you so much for that. Wow, this, and you're just like, whoa, I almost didn't do that. Right. And that's how this journey has been for me, especially with, the podcast. I have so many people who have reached out to me over the years, that still come to my DMs. I have questions. And it's like, I wouldn't have been in that place if I never tried. And this goes across all facets of life. It doesn't have to be YouTube. What you need to do doesn't have to be YouTube. It doesn't have to be camera facing like mine. It could be a business, it could be a startup, it could be, an NGO, it could be something that has been in your heart for a long time, and it's just pressing and pounding and pounding and pounding and pounding in your chest, and you're afraid. But trust me, your biggest triumph is at the back of that fear. The moment you decide that you're just going to just do it, just do it. Anyhow, it doesn't have to be perfect. And people always talk about how, I saw a post today talking about how, when you look back at your, old videos, and if as a content creator, for example, if you look back at your old videos, or look back at your old drawings, or look back at your old designs, whatever it is that you do, maybe your artwork or your code or whatever, and you're like, bro, this was not nice, but that was kind of what got you to where you were. So picture a ladder, or picture building blocks, right? So you put the first one, then you put the second one, then you put the third, and you just keep going higher. But you cannot get to there without here. Do you understand? There's no up without a down. There's no building without a foundation. And the foundation, thankfully, unlike in real buildings, doesn't have to be perfect, right? It's just a stepping stone that you need to get to the other point. So don't worry about being perfect. Don't worry about sounding the best. Don't worry about having the best aesthetics. Like, I was on ChatGPT, like, bro, what are the odds of me being successful on YouTube? What are the odds of my channel doing? And I was just like, see, at the end of the day, if God really said, or if I really felt a nudge from the Holy Spirit that I need to do YouTube, it doesn't matter how many people watch this video. It doesn't matter how many people share this video. It doesn't matter how many people like it. As much as I would love this video to be everywhere, I hope it gets everywhere. But moving my flesh aside, right? Obedience comes first. And whatever or whoever needs to see this video will see this video, and God be glorified. That is all that matters. And the same thing as your whatever it is that you've been assigned to do, right? So if you have been assigned to God, you feel like God has told you to do something, just do it. Just do it. Close your eyes and do it. Like me when I was driving, just go outside, just dress up, don't think, just do it. I mean, of course, except what you're doing requires you to think and prepare. Of course, think and prepare. But my point is, do not overthink. If God has asked you to do it, He's backing you up. So you just need to do what you need to do because you are graced for it. He's not going to ask you to do anything that He does not believe that you're not capable of doing. Okay? So do what you need to do. I'll see you on the other side. Hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. I mean, it's a short one, it's a sweet one. I'm nervous, but I did it. Yay! I will be back every week releasing episodes, and I hope you guys stick with me on this new journey. For the new blooming girls and blooming boys, please subscribe, like, share if you'd like, share with your friends, let other people know that you're enjoying the episode, you're enjoying the podcast, and I will see you next week.